Okay, I'm here with Jeff Silverstein at Calabasas Country Club. He's been gracious to join the Junior Golf House Summit, and we appreciate your time, Jeff.
Well, I'm excited to be here.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit. You've been pretty influential in the world of golf. You've owned and operated over 100 courses throughout the country. You know a little bit about the game. Tell us how you got started.
Well, I turned professional in 1972, spent 7 years trying to make a living playing the game of golf. Played on the Australian Tour, New Zealand, played numerous mini tours, and was a member of the U.S. Tour in 1978.
Wow.
After that, with another local golf professional here in Los Angeles, started a company called Silverstein Sports. And we had 11 municipal contracts from the famous Harding Park in San Francisco through numerous properties here in Los Angeles and San Diego. And then in 1986 was fortunate enough to partner up with Club Corp out of Dallas, Texas.
Right.
And we formed a venture to acquire public golf courses throughout the United States. And did that for a number of years, was on the board of directors of Club Corp, and we developed learning centers and programs at all of our properties, and really have been focused towards teaching people to learn to play the game while we tried to generate rounds of golf at all our properties.
Wow, exciting. So you've had your hand in a lot of cookie jars throughout the sport. So when you started, how did you start in golf? Tell me a little bit about that.
It's interesting. It's right here in LA. I was born and raised in Encino. A friend of mine's father invited me out when I was 8 years old to go play golf at Studio City Golf Course, which is still there, the 9-hole. Just got the bug right away and just became obsessed with playing. Studio City,
I love the sign they have on that green. It's no gambling.
That's right. And that's all that goes on there is gambling.
That's all you do on that putting green.
Right.
That's great. So, in junior golf, okay, that's what we want to focus on here. And what would you say is been your experience in the world of junior golf, in particular to some of the trends you've seen over the years? You've obviously been around. So what have you seen, in your travels in that world?
Well, back in the mid '70s to early '80s, at our facilities with the city of Los Angeles, we would run 1,000 to 1,500 kids through the junior program there. We had a club at each golf course for juniors. As it evolves, as golf became more in the limelight from television and college scholarships and so forth, we saw a trend change to where kids started viewing golf from a competitive standpoint as a way to go to college. And while it made golf a focal point in a lot of markets, it really didn't help grow the game. And so the competitive side, the American Junior Golf Association and organizations like that have flourished. But the grassroots level of teaching kids to play golf for fun as a lifestyle really was ignored until golf got in trouble in the mid to late 2000s.
It definitely took a hit across
big time
across the country. From what I understand is that last year every segment in golf was down except junior golf, which actually grew in 2015.
As a life member of the PGA, I can say that it's been frustrating throughout the years the way that the PGA has addressed junior golf. But to their credit, the PGA Junior Golf League, the First Tee, the involvement in junior golf programs right now is finally hitting the right chord in terms of getting kids involved in golf.
Wow.
And so that's what our passion is here with our Junior Golf Academy. That's what our relationship with Hank Haney Golf Schools is all about, is trying to get more kids involved to enjoy the game of golf. We'll take them to the college level. Right?
Right.
I mean, I'm a big believer in college golf and the benefits of that. But not every kid can be a touring professional.
Exactly.
Right? And the costs of getting a college scholarship far outweigh in many times the benefit of the college scholarship. All right, so
you'd be better off just to pay for college.
Parents spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on lessons and traveling, and find out that their kid gets a partial scholarship, and they would have been a lot better off putting that money aside. But that being said, I think at least now, because of the trouble that the golf industry has been in since the financial crisis,
right,
the focus is creating that next generation of golfers. And it's working.
Yeah.
Kids enjoy it. And as long as you make it fun, there's a real benefit there.
Well, it's an exciting time in junior golf, as we're seeing, and obviously you're being a part of. So, okay, as a parent, you know, I'm a parent, I have 3 kids, they're all in junior golf. But let's say the parent who's just getting started, their kid is 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, whatever age it may be, they're just getting into the game. What are some things that they should focus on, and what are some things that you think they should avoid so that they don't, you know, get in the trap of, okay, I'm going to spend $1 million to get my kids an education?
It's a great question, because in the last month since we rolled out our Junior Golf Academy here, I've had over 100 calls from parents with children 6 years of age and under wanting to start them in golf. I mean, it's a fabulous marketplace we're in here, but I advise everybody the same thing.
Okay.
This is a great sport for a father or a mother to spend time with their child and to make the initial experience in golf fun. That means buying 1 junior golf club, having some softballs or wiffle balls you can hit around the house at home, or just taking your child to the driving range, hitting balls with them. Do not give them instruction at 3 years old, 4 years old. Let them have fun. When your child shows the real interest, where they're asking to go, then it's time to get them with a qualified golf instructor who can create an environment for that child to excel. But more positive things can be done in terms of relating the experience of golf by parents just taking their child with them. The kids love being in a cart. All right? They love going on the putting green. Now, it might be sometimes you spend 5 minutes there and it's time to go home.
So you're done, right?
And you have to just view it as, I'm spending a certain amount of time with my child, exposing them to an environment, and don't give them an idea of where to put their hands on, an idea of what to do, and just let them swing. Let them have fun. I can relate a small story.
Sure.
I've taken a lot of kids from junior golf to the college level and even the national level.
Wow.
Someone who I'm in business with our relationship, Hank Haney, all right, has had 200 touring professionals, had Tiger Woods. His facilities have had 4 U.S. amateur champions grow up at them. If anybody knows junior golf, Hank Haney does.
Yeah.
Steve Johnson, who's the president of Hank Haney, was expecting my call. I called him and he didn't answer, which was unlike him. He calls me back 15 minutes later and says, I'm sorry I couldn't take your call, but I was on the phone with Hank. He was frustrated that his 2-year-old wouldn't make a backswing. And I said, well, that's interesting, because my 2-year-old grandson won't make a backswing either. And he says, well, you know, both you guys are in your 60s, and you know that the one thing for kids is that they are able to copy and emulate what they see. So why don't you guys do it like you would do it for a customer or for somebody who's asking about it? And it really hit home to me, because how quickly kids will be able to mimic what their parents do, and will be able to observe what goes on. And that quality time of spending one-on-one time with your child, they'll remember their whole life. And if they happen to take up golf at 7 or 8 when they can really take instruction, great. But they'll always remember it as a positive experience, and I think that'll be good for the game of golf.
Wow, that's great. Thanks, Jeff. And that's, you know, something that we hear a lot is like, have fun. Let your kids, don't push them too much. Don't over-instruct. We hear that over and over again. You know, as a parent, it's difficult sometimes to just sit back, and especially when you see them doing something wrong. But you know, for me, a great inspiration has always been Lee Trevino. You know, and what a path he took to the PGA Tour. You know, the guy went in the Army, or, you know, he's in the service for 4 years or something like that. And then he was gambling his way onto the PGA Tour, and just this homemade swing. Like, there's no one path.
I think the issue is that, and we all think our child is that great athlete. We all think that, you know, this is the next chosen one. But the reality is very few people make it on the PGA Tour,
right,
or the LPGA Tour. It's hard to play Division I golf. And I think that if you approach it, that it's a lifestyle skill, and that it teaches the child to interact in adults, it teaches them manners, it teaches them how to behave in different environments.
Right.
It teaches them to do something on their own. It's not a team sport. They can go to the driving range for a half hour. They can putt. It teaches them a lot of skills. And if they want to be good, they'll make it. You can't make them good.
They have to decide at some point.
Yes. You can expose them. But if you expose them through a positive experience of spending time with dad or mom, you're going to be a lot happier.
That's time well spent, and certainly an investment that, you know, as a kid grows,
Absolutely.
they're going to look back and just treasure that time. Well, Jeff, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time. You're the director here at Calabasas. You're running a fantastic program. And
well, thank you.
You're
Yeah, we have a new program. If you just have a moment, I'd like to tell you.
Sure,
that
yeah.
There's a group of young men on the East Coast who developed a program called Operation 36.
Okay.
And we're the first school on the West Coast to institute this. And it's a program for kids from age 7 to 17 to where they have badges that they earn, like in karate, and they learn to shoot par at every level. Now, a 7-year-old
Wow.
might play a golf course that we set up for them at 25 yards, but they all learn to shoot 36, and we have an app that's online, and it's a wonderful learning environment. And our first group sold out, and
Wow.
we're expanding that program, and any parents that are interested should look up Operation 36 because it's a fun, instructive way to learn to play golf.
Wow, that's exciting. I haven't heard of that before.
It just came on the market.
I love the concept because it's like a karate belt. You work your way up the ladder until
Exactly.
you know you're shooting a million under par or something.
Exactly.
So, Jeff, if people want to get a hold of you, reach out to you, learn more about Operation 36, or you know your program here at Calabasas, what's the best way they can do that?
They can call me at 858-245-0469, or they can go to Calabasas Golf Club, CalabasasCountryClub.com, and we're online there.
Well, Jeff, thanks for joining us. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Dan.
your time. We know
Enjoyed
you're a
it.
busy guy.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you.